Welcome to HBH Radio. We are just a few weeks away from the great event, but more importantly at the moment we're just a couple of days away from the second annual Royal Somerton. My name's Dale Clarke and joining me is Matthew Clarke, and it's a big event, the Royal Somerton this weekend, Matt.
Yeah, I certainly plan on getting down there and having a look on Sunday. We'll discuss the field later on, but I think it'll give just a bit more of a guideline as to who's been training and who is serious about this year's race.
Well, if we have a look at the names that have put their names down, we had the inaugural winner, Patrick Clarke, last year, so whoever wins this year is trying to follow in his footsteps. It's already a big build event. There's no handicaps. It's just fastest man wins. And there's still some clarification to be involved in who's racing, but the big name that's there and has one hand on the trophy already, in my opinion, Adam Jady.
Oh, he's going to take a lot of beating, yeah. Running off scratch, it's, there's nowhere to hide. It's just first one to the cafe wins, and Jady will go to the front, and that's probably where he'll stay.
He'll, yes, of course, they send him off every 30 seconds,
right.
And he'll be, if he does go from the back to the front, it'll be very impressive. But you can check the website for the starting times. The race commissioner, Adric Backmile, puts together a fantastic program every year and spreads out the main chances. Adric himself, you wouldn't think will be, well, in fact, he won't be a chance to win, but he'll see this as a great lead into the HBH.
Yeah, it's a good little distance just to put your finishing touches on a bit of speed work, I'd imagine. But yeah, even if Jady doesn't go to the front, he's going to do the quickest time, I would think.
Andrew Schultz is there's probably a few names in here that you can say one of these guys will win it, and Andrew Schultz remains some chance. Whether he can match Jady for speed is a question, and he's probably suited the longer the better, so it might not be his event, but he'll certainly, I'd predict a top 3 finish.
Yeah, you would think so. Just going on past HBH form, you would think he'd be around the mark. Brett Clarke, funny enough, I think over 2.5 Ks, Brett would be a much bigger chance than over the HBH this year. So he'll be around the mark. I think he'll be on the podium for me.
They're probably the big 3. Brett, yeah, I agree. He could well take down Jady, but I'll put my money on Jady, but Brett won't be far behind. Andrew Sanderson's some question mark to start, and he's probably an outside chance, but probably just a little bit unpredictable at this stage. Him and Nate Strempel, an interstate runner, who is some chance of running this weekend. Do you give either of those 2 guys any chance?
No, don't give any chance to those 2 guys. Yeah, I mean, Andrew has a lot of talent, but he has been overseas, and as far as I know, he hasn't been putting in any formalised training. And Nate Dogg, he's a handicap runner, so he's never going to win a race like this.
Yep, the only other entrant officially, there might be a couple of others that pop through their names in before Sunday, but Robbie Trott, who ran in the HBH last year, probably more of a runner for the handicap events, and he'll get a good run under his belt on Sunday, but probably more suited to the HBH or the Cove Cup in 2013. Another man who has paid up his acceptance fee so far is Patrick Clarke, who is considered an unlikely starter for the day, but we do have him on the line to ask him about last year's race and what it takes. Are you there, Patrick?
G'day, Dale. Where are you going?
Yeah, that's good, thanks. Tell us about what it was like, first of all, to win the Royal Somerton in its first year.
Well, yeah, it was good to win it in the inaugural year, the first year of the Royal Somerton. I was probably a bit more suited to the shorter distance events. Yeah, my focus was to try and take out the HBH last year, but didn't happen. It was still, very good to, great feeling to win the Royal Somerton.
And last year, what was your sort of mindset leading into the race? Did you think, were you worried about what other people were doing, like Jady or Brett? What was your mindset at the start line?
Well, being a time trial, I just knew that I had to push myself to my own limit. Nothing much I could do about whatever preparation Brett and JD and everyone else had been doing. I just had to push myself to my limit and see whether that was the best time or not on the day. So, I just went in embracing the pain. You know those short distance events that, it's how hard you can push yourself. So that's what I did, and was lucky enough to get the win.
That's probably a very strong message in there for this year's runners. Patrick Clarke, thanks very much for your time, and all the best with the continuing rehabilitation of your right knee. We look forward to seeing you back in the HBH events.
Thanks, Dale. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Pat.
So there you go. Like we said earlier, I think it does come down to a race between JD and, to a lesser extent, Andrew Schultz and Brett Clarke, who might be trying to cause an upset on the day. Now, how's it going to affect or how has recent betting affected the HBH market, Matthew?
There's been a bit of movement over the past week. JD's come right in. We're just taking money non-stop for him. He's into $1.55. Therefore, the rest of the field has drifted a bit. There hasn't been a lot of money for Dan Ryan. People are questioning how much time he's put in, and now that he's got some other priorities in his life. He's got probably a 6-month-old son now, Caleb, who's obviously and understandably taking up a lot of his time.
Just a couple of weeks till race day. It is exciting, but keep running through the odds. So JD, a strong favourite for the HBH, the main event. Keep going.
Jason Collins has come in from $10, I think he was a week ago. He's come into $7, and I think he's one of the strong chances off a handicap. He's got
2 minutes.
2 minutes, and he ran a really good race last year. So him and Dan running together is going to be a big advantage. On the $10 line of betting, we've got Dale's gone out to 10, and Huey Muldoon. There's been a bit of money for Huey. Tell me about his build-up, Dale.
Yeah, well, there's been plenty of talk about Huey over the years. Last year he didn't race in the HBH, so we're looking to come in with catch people off guard to a certain extent. He's had the ability, even when he ran his first HBH, people talked about him as a potential future winner, and going off 4 minutes this year.
Yeah, so I think in his first couple of years ago, I think he ran high 33s. So you would think that would, with the 4 minutes, that already takes him under 30 minutes, which already puts you in the ballpark. And if he's improved, if he's been doing a bit of training, he's going to be right around the mark. So he's a $10 chance.
That's an interesting development, actually, to see him come in like that. Just clarifying that his previous times in 2010, which was the last time he ran 33.53. So off a 4 minute handicap, it's just a touch under 30 minutes.
So 3 years ago, he ran 33.53. What's his age?
Now, that was in the fast year where there's a strong wind at their backs. The year before that, 35.15, which is probably close to the mark, takes him down to 31 minutes 2 years ago. And at in his early 20s, he's going to be improving each year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's definitely reasonable value at 10 to 1, I would have thought. And our only other shortish priced runner is Andrew Schultz, who's blown out to $12.
Well, it's all, and I'm sure plenty of that is going to change in the next couple of years, as in the next couple of weeks in the lead up to race day. I don't think we'll see that man Adam JD's name disappear from the top of the betting list, but plenty of water to go under the bridge, and an exciting race day ahead, no doubt. Yep.
So we will catch you in a week's time, folks, and we'll be able to do a recap on the Royal Somerton, which is 2 days' time on Sunday. Good luck to all runners, and we look forward to running through the results next week.